So today I'm going to be showing you how to take any photo and turn it to a poster like this. So to start off, we're going to go ahead and start in Photoshop and start a new file. And I usually make mine for a poster size, so I'm just going to do a really small one here, make it a 5 by 7. Let's do 5 by 7. Do 8-bit RGB color, that's going to help later. And again, you can make this any size you want, horizontal, vertical. So I'm going to go ahead and take my photo and drag it in. There we go. All right, and you're basically going to just center up your photo. I like that. Don't worry about the edges. It actually doesn't have to be anything that covers the whole screen. And I'm going to label it photo. I keep everything very organized in Photoshop. And I'm going to create a new layer. But where photo is, I'm going to go ahead and add some vibrance to it. So your photo, I edited it in Lightroom and I like the way it looks, but the poster, you kind of need it to stand out a little more. So the vibrance, I'm going to just really overdo it here. All right, so as you can see, the photo just looks worse, but I have vibrance and saturation up a little bit. Oh, brightness and contrast. And then I'm going to make the contrast a little more as well, like pretty heavy. So as you can see, this photo is drastically different than what it was, and that's okay. So now we're going to go to the photo and we're going to hit filter, blur, surface blur. And we're basically going to smooth things out. This is where I start, 5 and 15 for my radius and my threshold. And now this is where we're basically going to do a majority of the work. So we're going to go to filter gallery and we're going to go to cutout here. And I'm going to basically make this, see already it kind of's got that poster look to it, and you can play with the levels a little bit. So the lower your levels go, the more simplistic the colors will be. So here I want a few more levels and then simplicity. So if I go down to 1, you can see here it's a little more detailed on the edges, and here it's a lot more squared off. So I want probably 5, and then fidelity. I like fidelity all the way up. It kind of keeps it closer to the original image. And look at that. So as I see that, I'm already seeing that maybe we have a little too much contrast in there and a little too much saturation and vibrance. Yeah, I always start extreme and then I dial it back a little. All right, this new layer is where we're going to create our border. So I'm going to go ahead and take this selection tool and select my whole photo. And again, this is on a new layer here. Go down to edit. Oops, not fill. We're going to go down to our new layer, edit, broke. And I'm going to start off with 250 pixels. I think that's perfect. So if you want to keep making it larger, 250 pixels is typically as high as Photoshop will let you go. You basically just go to select, deselect, and then you can take your smart selector and you can add to it here. Yeah, it keeps going. That's too much for me. I don't like that. So we're just going to keep it as is. So now I'm going to go ahead and label this border. And again, I keep everything pretty organized. So I'm going to call this photo. And now I'm going to create a new layer on top. And we're going to just go right about here. And I'm going to go with, let's see here. I like this font. It's Babus New. Regular, I keep it on sharp. And I'm going to label this basically the place that we're at. So this is water. This is a park nearby where I'm at. And I'm going to make this a little larger. Let's maybe go 48. Too much. Go 42. Perfect. I love that. But it's a little too far apart, so we're going to hold Alt, and then we're going to use the arrow keys left or right. Left is going to make it a little closer together, right's going to make it a little further apart. And then I'm going to move this down. And essentially what I like to do is I like to take a color from the poster already, and I like to use that as the color of my text. And then we're going to go ahead and create another text, and we're going to go down towards the bottom. And I'm gonna say this in Ohio. All right, so this is the place. So again, you can do whatever format you want. This is just what I prefer. And then I switch this to Calibri. Again, sharp. I make it a little smaller. And then I choose another color. So I kind of like where we're at with the sun, maybe. And again, you can do this however you want. I'm just showing you how I do it, what I've found success with in selling these. And I make it a little wider. This is generally the template I go with. And I'm gonna go ahead and put these in a group and call it some text. And now I'm gonna select the whole group and I'm gonna go ahead and scooch it down. And there we go, as simple as that. That's how you make a poster in Photoshop out of a photo. And literally once you do this once, you can do every 2 seconds. You just swap out your photo, put the 2 filters back on it, and you just change the text and the color, and you call it a day. Thanks for watching.